In this lesson, we will learn more ways to correct errors in our robot's movement by using sensors. We've been making use of simple movements to get the robot around. A better way to navigate the game field would be to have the robot follow lines. To do this, we will need the motors to move and keep making adjustments based on what the sensor is seeing. Here's how it's done in the program. We pick out a start moving at speed block. This block will make the robot keep moving until we stop it from somewhere else in the code. The block allows us to control each motor independently. Let's say we want the robot to move for 100 degrees. One way to do this will be to put the block in a repeat block that will stop repeating when a motor gets to 100 degrees. For this to work well, we need to first set relative position of motor B to 0, since motor B is moving in the positive direction when the robot moves forward. We put a stop block at the end of the program so that the robot comes to a stop. This will move forward, but the robot is not correcting any errors. To correct the errors and keep the robot on the line, we need to find out what the sensor sees on the black and white parts of the line and correct the speed of each motor based on the relative position of the sensor on the line. For example, if we want the robot to follow line on the right edge of the line, the robot has to steer left when veering off the line and steer right when veering too deep into the line. We know the robot is veering off by what the sensor sees. Just like before, we get the threshold value, which is the average of what the sensor sees when it is fully on the white and what it sees when it is fully on the black. We use this value to calculate the error, which is the difference between what the sensor is seeing and the average value. That error can be added and subtracted from the speed of the wheels to correct them. We get a jerky movement because the error is high, and we can scale down this error by using a fractional value. This value can be used to tune how sharp the robot steers to correct errors. So we reduce this value a bit more to get a smoother movement. We can also make it a negative value to make the robot follow line on the left edge of the line. This works pretty well. Let's say we want to follow line and then make the robot stop at the next intersecting line. We use the following code. To get the rocket fuel to the launch pad, we add the following code. Then turn to align with the rocket. After turning to align with the rocket, we can make use of the gyro sensor to make sure the weight of the rocket doesn't affect the movement of the robot when it is dragged. The code for this is similar to the code for following line. But this time, the error is the difference between what the gyro sensor senses and the angle the robot is meant to move. Our threshold value here is 70 because the relative angle the robot is expected to move in is 70 degrees. We multiply the error by a factor of 5 for a stronger correction. We reset the yaw angle to 0 at a point when we are sure the robot is completely straight. I'm going to put this immediately after the follow line. We attach the rest of the code, and when going back to the start, we move to line and follow the line instead. This code will get better results, but we will make it more concise and readable in the next lesson. See you then.